Nanda, give him a mic. Sit. You can sit. Nanda has done a lot of research. He's a medical doctor, but his passion is agriculture. You would like to say a little bit about agriculture? Yeah. Dr. Nanda has done a lot of work on healthy food, how to grow food with a lot of nutritions in it.
Which ones do you want to show?
And how our soil is so depleted with all the chemicals and fertilizers.
Just these?
Yes, okay, I want these. This one. Videos shown.
Yeah. Come up, sit up here. Yeah.
Jai Gurudev, everyone. I'm trying to figure out where to start in the circle of life. You know, we get our food from plants, and we know...
You tell about your background.
I'm originally a blood and cancer doctor by profession, from India, South India, and then I trained in Usmania Medical College, and then I came to US to further research. Actually, I wanted to get a Nobel Prize, is why I came to US. That was my goal. And I saw all the textbooks were written by Western doctors, so I studied all of them, and I said I need to train under them and go to a university, do groundbreaking research, promote science, and I was, that's what drove me to come to US. I did my master's in public health in Kentucky, and then did my residency in New York, Brooklyn, New York. Then I was at Brown University for a year as a clinical instructor, then came back, did fellowship in hematology and oncology. At that time, cancer was such a big problem, and blood disorders also. So I said, this is very interesting research, and this is something where I can make a huge difference to the world. And then my first job was at St. Louis University as an assistant professor. Within 2 years, to my surprise, the then program director got sick. He was the program director for 40 years or 30 plus years. They said, we want you to be the associate program director. I said, you're kidding me. I mean, I just finished fellowship. It didn't make sense, but they said, I think you are the right person. And they said I needed 5 years of experience to be called program director. So they made me an associate program director. And then I wrote the syllabus for the college and matched fellows. And then my wife matched in another place in upstate New York. So I had to make a decision. Am I going to stay back in St. Louis and my wife go to Cooperstown or not? But then I decided, you know, if I could be a fellowship director, I can come back and always find a job. That's no big deal. So I went with my wife. We had our first son who had some challenges. You know, he was diagnosed with autism. When we moved to Cooperstown, when was the diagnosis made? And I said, it doesn't make sense. And we didn't have any answers. He was in a class where they had 5 kids for 1 teacher and 2 aides. He used to go an hour every day in upstate New York with 100 inches of snow to attend the school. And it took, I had a lot of grief at that time, a lot of sadness. Then I said, okay, you know, it happened, so it's okay. And once I accepted, I said, let me get to the bottom of this. You know, I want to know what causes autism. Because if I don't know what causes, there is no chance of curing it. There's no way. So that led me into a lot of research. I can tell you, I read as much after medical school as during medical school, or even more, and I still read. I went through a lot of rabbit holes. It was unbelievable journey. And I had to do it because it was my son at stake. And then we also had our second son. His name is Krish. So after doing all this, I have learned so much knowledge and got to the bottom of the root causes. And that is when I came to realize one of the most important thing for a human body is human microbiome. Most of it is in our gut, but it is everywhere. Even the most sterile part of the body, which is considered the brain, has non-human DNA in it. So it really intrigued me, like, okay, then if there is such important stuff, where is the human microbiome coming from? I did not find an answer for like 3-4 years, but it is so obvious. Me being a biology student, it should be so obvious, but they don't teach us that. It comes from soil. And actually, even air and even the rain particles have biology in it. But most of it is from the soil. So then I started to study soil biology. And when I started to study, it felt as if I found my answers. Like even before actually knowing anything about soil biology, it felt like, that's it. This is the answer. So in the process of studying soil biology, what I found was, we all study in school, plants absorb sunlight, they fix carbon dioxide with water and form carbohydrates. And that's all we learn. But what else do the plants need in addition to the sun? They need all the nutrients from the soil. So then I came back to periodic table. And in periodic table, plants need 44 elements for a healthy plant. We are not just talking plant with a good-looking fruit or leaf that looks without, color or whatever. For a healthy plant, they need 44 elements. So then I started to do research if plants need 44 elements and the humans that eat plants would also need them. And how do plants get those elements? From soil biology. There is different biology for each element to be made plant available. It is there, but it cannot be absorbed by plant. So to make it plant available, the biology is set forth, and then the bacteria and the fungi fix it into a soluble form. But they just don't give it to the plant. Then they have to be eaten by protozoa, nematodes, other bigger organisms like the earthworms. That is when these minerals are released for the plant to use it. And it is so beautiful, it's like amazing. I get goosebumps every time I think about it. We all know stomach is very acidic. Intestines are alkaline. Why? Different food types get digested at different places. Same thing happens in the soil also at the root level. So if you need, let's say, zinc or iron, they need different pH. So they secrete exudates that attract different biology, different microorganisms to come, microbes to come and do its job. And to eat them, the bigger organisms come, they eat, and it gets released to the plant. How does the plant know all this? Like, there is so much intelligence in the nature itself. So what happened over the years is we used all the tillage equipment, heavy tractors, and also the biology gets destroyed. Mostly the bigger organisms are the first one to die, like the dinosaurs got extinct. And then there is only bacteria left over, and they have nothing to stop. So they use up all the oxygen, make the soil anaerobic. And you won't believe even the climate change is related to it. We are all taught that climate change is just because of the gas and diesel we use. No, it is all the carbon that is trapped in the biology, in the cell walls of especially the fungi, that gets destroyed and it's just released into the atmosphere. Honestly, if we can change the farming practices of the whole world, we will not have excess carbon emissions. And if you think about it, the only thing that can take carbon out of the air is plant in the form of photosynthesis and algae. There is nothing else. There is no other mechanism, natural mechanism to take the carbon out. But now what we are saying is natural farming is a problem. They want to promote artificial food made in a factory. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So, we have to get ourselves educated so that way because all of you are part of some group and organization that bring the whole picture together.
You can show the slides.
And so yesterday, I was so blessed to spend time with Gurudev. We took 1 ml of soil, and actually I can live demonstrate it. And we took 4 ml of water. Each ml of liquid has 20 drops. So there's total 500 drops. And I took 1 drop onto a slide, and this is 1/200th of that, each field of view we call it. And so if you see, that is a nematode. And I don't know if you can see all the moving organisms there. So they are all, is there a mouse that I can show? So anything with those ragged edges, they are all soil particles. But the rest with the round circles, they are all bacteria. There is trillions. And, Gurudev asked what was the big particle. That was a microaggregate. Oh, so you see this? Right there. Do you see all this movement and cell division? It is like they say there's 5 million species of bacteria, 5 million. And there's at least 75 to 100,000 species of fungi. And then there is protozoa. So this is a fungal strand, this thing. Do you see the movement here? This is a protozoa. There is so many here, and this is a nematode. So this nematode eats almost like 1 million bacteria every day. And that's what releases the juices that have been, made water soluble for the plants to absorb. So it's like amazing. This slide has so much in it. There's so much. Look, this is a protozoa. Do you see it? Bumbly motion, moving? Yes. And they are all lacking in our soil now. There is bacteria, but the bigger organisms are lacking because of all the thing. What I am proposing is, I'm sure you all know yogurt. To make a bowl of yogurt, how much you need? Not a lot, just a teaspoon. But the yogurt has to be at the right temperature, and then milk has to be good, and the previous yogurt shouldn't be spoiled. You get good yogurt. So now we have so much technology, it is at our fingertips to have good biology to be spread into the soil.
Microbes
to be spread into the
soil. Biology
soil.
is study of microbes.
Yes. Thank you, Gurudev. So we have, we just bought I'm not a farmer, but we started a compost facility in 2020, and I've seen great results. Like the trees grow like unbelievable.
Yeah.
I don't
see. Even chanting does something to the trees. And the sound and the chanting, that does so much to the plants. Somebody has done research on that also.
That's why I always,
sonic,
whenever
sonic
I plant a
bloom,
tree.
someone in Hawaii has done this. They put a little this thing and then put chanting, music, and the plants yield more. We have seen this happening. In India, ashram also, near Gurukul, when there is the rice field we do, it gave 5 times more rice than normal. And and the plants give many more time, like pumpkin, which is usually 2 to 5 kilos. It was 15 kilos, 30 kilos, something big. I also, one of the satsang we showed them, that was a huge, one pumpkin weighing so much. And so it's only very fascinating to see that even how the life is present everywhere, in the space, in the water, in the earth. Nothing is inert. Everything has life in it. Huh? How many microbes are there in the body? 50 million?
So
you were saying something.
there's 40 trillion human cells, right? And for every human cell, there is at least 1 to 10 non-human cells. So the non-human cells outnumber human cells. So my question was, what is me? When we say me and the ego, I'm like, it doesn't make sense, And
you are a bundle of bacteria.
But if you see, the eukaryote cells are big. They are this big, then the bacteria is only this much. So even if they outnumber, we still a lot of volume.
Yeah.
You want to say something? So let me finish. So we got a big composting facility, and we can supply enough biology, not biology. Gurudev, what was microorganisms? When I say biology, it is like microorganisms for me. We can supply enough microorganisms for 10 to 20,000 acres of land. And I was so hoping that all the farmers would come and use it. But they have been taught and brainwashed to believing that this is the only way to farm, and nobody took up on it. So last year, Gurudev gave me blessings in one of the silent courses, and luckily I was able to win.
Your wife is a teacher, right?
My wife is a doctor.
She's also a living teacher?
No.
Not yet?
Not yet.
Good.
So we won
take Neelam. Yeah.
700 acres on an auction. So we just purchased it in February, and we are doing commercial large-scale farming, and I'm going to use my compost there. And I need a lot of help because there's a lot of equipment that I've never used. There's a lot of big tractors, and I want to establish Goody Buddy where we can have spirituality and kids can come and learn. And I want to start center, like meditation center there, because Portsmouth is considered the drug capital for US.
Also here in the ashram, you can make some area, the farm, and then teach them how to make it.
Yes. And
Neelam.
Yeah, so what Dr.
Give a big hand to Nanda. Yeah.
What Dr. Nanda is talking about is the basic building blocks of our whole planet. And with climate change upon us, there's so much soil depletion. And with the Miyawaki forests that I plant, we actually both study the same thing. It's Dr. Elaine Ingham, the soil food web, and we're repairing the soil. So it's actually important for all of us to take this up and plant. You can even plant a micro forest in your backyard and rehabilitate the soil. So even the forest that we planted 3 years ago, the trees are 24 feet tall in California. Yeah, and if you compare the soil sample from just regular urban soil, it's very anaerobic, right? And then, but if you would take the soil sample from a Miyawaki forest, it's full of all of that fungal activity that is so wonderful for the planet.
You know, in the Vedas, there is mention about the friendly trees and inimical trees. So in the COVID time, we got that all out, digged that out, and we made a whole table about it. Which trees are friendly and which are inimical. And the inimical trees, if you plant close by, they produce toxins, neurotoxins, so they don't survive. One of them will die. But friendly trees, they stay together. Even among trees, there are that. So, and see, the ancient rishis have already documented these things. That's why if you see always the people tree, there will be neem tree with the people. So, and then tulsi and amla, they all go together. But if you put some other babul tree with the people tree, they don't survive. Like tamarind tree, it cannot survive with mango tree. You have to have certain distance between this. We have made the whole thing also. We'll bring that up also.
This is such important knowledge for all of us to know about, because literally our whole food system relies on the soil food web.